So before we begin, it helps to know this. Saint Raymond of Penafort did not seek influence, authority, or recognition. He sought fidelity and accepted suffering as part of obedience. Saint Raymond of Penafort lived in the 13th century and is best known as one of the greatest canon lawyers in church history. But his holiness was not formed in libraries alone. It was forged through humility, unwanted responsibility, and costly obedience. Raymond was brilliant, deeply prayerful, and content, living quietly as a Dominican friar. But again and again the church asked more of him than he wanted to give. He was ordered to compile the church's canon law into what became the Decretals of Gregory IX, a work that shaped church governance for centuries. Later, against his own wishes, he was appointed master of the Dominican order, a role that brought exhaustion, conflict, and deep internal suffering. Later, against his own wishes, he was appointed master of the Dominican order, a role that brought exhaustion, conflict, and deep interior suffering. Raymond did not thrive in leadership. His health declined, his spirit grew heavy, and yet he obeyed. When his strength finally failed, he humbly asked to be released from office, and the church listened. What does St. Raymond teach us about suffering well? That suffering often comes not from doing the wrong thing, but from doing the right thing when it costs us. Raymond shows us that holiness can look like accepting responsibilities we didn't choose, carrying intellectual and spiritual burdens for others, letting go of power when it harms our soul, obeying without resentment. And perhaps most strikingly, he reminds us that obedience itself can be an offering, even when it feels hidden, heavy, or misunderstood. If your suffering comes from responsibility, from being needed more than you feel able, from saying yes when you long to say no, Saint Raymond of Penafort understands you. Ask him to pray for you, to teach you how to obey without bitterness, and how to trust that God sees faithfulness, especially when it is costly. Saint Raymond of Penafort, pray for us.